Oz here, and I'm sorry I have not been posting lately. What can I say? I'm busy. But there's no need to worry, because I got a new secretary who will help me out. I assure you, he's very qualified. Now, since I've been away for so long, I have to wonder, what are people talking about right now? What do you say, Secretary? Now that you mention it, I kind of get why it might still be a hot topic. I mean, it's been the subject of a lot of controversy with critics and fans alike. And it seemed you either loved it or you hated it, and there's very few people in between. Me, I actually am a little more in the middle, but I do lean more towards the side of liking it, because, well, I did like it. Of course, it was a deeply flawed movie that had some major issues that I hope are addressed in future films, but there was still plenty to like about it, and a lot of stuff that I was really glad I got to see. All in all, if I had reviewed it, I would have given it like probably a 7 out of 10, somewhere in that range. So, yeah, I mean, I understand people didn't like the way Batman was portrayed, and some people didn't like the way Superman was portrayed, and a lot of people didn't like Lex Luthor, and a lot of people didn't like Doomsday, but in the same token, a lot of people also loved those elements. It seemed it was a really heavily divided film. But honestly, that's not what interests me in all this. What interests me is the war that this has seemed to have started between DC fans and Marvel fans. Now, I know what you're all thinking. It's always been that way. There's always been a war between DC and Marvel. But not like this. These guys are getting rabid, claiming on both sides that Marvel paid to have the reviews be bad and this and that, and Marvel fans saying that it was stupid of DC to make the film so dark, and just pointing fingers every which way. It's a pretty extreme argument right now. What do you think about it, Secretary? Is food all you ever think about? Fine. 1 second. My secretary's fed. Now, one thing that really interests me about all of this war that's been going on, is that it's kind of sucked some of the fun out of it. I mean, me myself, I love both comic book companies. I love Marvel and I love DC. The cinematic universe has been a blast to watch with Marvel, and I've been watching the Batman films since I was knee-high. And I liked Batman v Superman. It wasn't perfect, but I liked it. So, why is there this war? Why is there all this hostility and this competition to try and prove which one's better? Why not just try to enjoy the films themselves? Honestly, I don't have an answer as to why there's always this war going on, and odds are it'll never stop. But I think, as fans, we should really try to more embrace the differences than try and pick apart what makes them better in each sense. To me, I think that Batman v Superman was such a nice yin to Marvel's yang. I like that they're different. I like that the two had strongly different tones. I thought it improved them, really. I don't think there's this need to try and act like one needs to be better than the other. That's for the studios and the money managers to try and do. We shouldn't turn on each other as fans. We should be coming together as a community and talking about how much we love comic books and comic movies and all this stuff, not separating into camps because we prefer this to that and apples to oranges. It's stupid. You know how much more fun we could be having if we just talked about the films rationally and not try and act like Marvel or DC was better? It makes no sense to me. Like what you like, you do you, and don't try and tell someone else that they're stupid for liking a certain movie. I mean, honestly, they all have their strengths, they all have their weaknesses, but comparing them just takes away from it. Enjoy the movies, and don't be harder or less harsh on a film because of your alignment with a comic book brand. Well, that's all for today. Secretary, play me off.